So hello, and welcome back to Alone Brotaku plays Sine Mora and talks about anime. Last time I had a lot of fun. I really enjoy this game. It's actually really impressive. Oh, I hate creepy stuff that lives in the ocean. That shit freaks me out. So right off the bat, I'm actually paying attention a little bit more to the story again. Looks like I'm going to be bait for something, which honestly does kind of freak me out. Like I said, I kind of hate shit like that. I have a deep-seated fear of the ocean. And deep water, not so much deep water. Water I can't see the bottom of really freaks me out. I'd like to think that's kind of a standard fear, to be honest. But hey, you never know. Sometimes, let me go. Sometimes you just don't know. So we're back to this. We're back to Sine Mora. Last time people seemed to enjoy it, so you know, just like before, there will be a me talking and a not me talking version. So. Very relaxing game. The soundtrack's very mellow. I like how they do that, you know, it's like mellow when you're not really doing stuff, and then really quickens up when you're doing bosses and the like. How do you do supers? Is it right click? Alright, so that's pause, and then middle mouse button. Okay, so it's this one again with the two drones. I can't remember if I blew that up or if some sort of freaky sea monster bullshit happened. I'm just gonna kind of hope that I blew it up, to be honest, because sometimes it's all about, you know, like whatever helps you sleep at night, you know. Alright, it was definitely me just blowing it up. So I can slow things down with right click. And I need to, that'll probably help more frequently then. Give me credit to. Also, I've just been letting the drones do stuff. I haven't been firing, which kind of a fault of mine. So, you know, obviously I'm here to talk about an anime. There's a few new ones I started watching. I talked about some of my favorites of this season and the past couple of seasons. Just stuff that I really feel like talking about. I love recommending good shows. I as some of you might know, I'm a huge movie buff. I love movies, TV shows, all that kind of stuff. Oh, hey, we're doing this thing again. I love how everything's in 3D. But the models are actually really nicely done for just a side-scroller. It's a lot of effort that they didn't have to put into it. So... you know, big appreciation on that. Bust out these guys. So you start off by systematically dismantling. Okay, done. Boom. So yeah, I love movies. I love TV shows, and I really love recommending good things to people. I really feel like it speaks a lot to someone. We've done this. It didn't save my process. It didn't save my place properly. Oh, that's a bitch, isn't it? Oh, well, I'll just complete this again, I suppose. Maybe I'll actually talk about the game until we get to new stuff. I mean, that might be fair. I'm not really sure. Oh, there's a whole level after this, too, isn't there? Oh, man. We'll see. Maybe I'll just cut stuff out. Alright, well this seems like as interesting as anything's going to get. This seems pretty new. So I seem to have made some sort of small error in what I was trying to do, where it's just sort of sent me back, and I just got done completing some of the little things, and now we're in this research base. I probably did like a nice little fade away cut, and then fade back in kind of thing. But, oh, look at this shit. It's got some flavor to it. I have no idea who any of these characters are. I do love like the flavor of the ships though. At some point I'm going to have to find out what this person's special is. So this cave stuff, actually, I think oh, never mind, no, I don't recognize this. I'd remember giant bugs. I'm all about that from Marlowe. Oh no, it's not quite my red thing. Alright, so I have to watch out for like chunks on this one. These things are like legitimately kind of spooky. Really annoying to not get hit by it. Okay. So the hardest part is like the little globs that come out. really hard to avoid. So anyway, yeah, I love movies, I love TV shows, and it's always nice to recommend new stuff to people, or good stuff to people, stuff that because you want the stuff that you enjoy to get watched, so that way they can say, oh yeah, you know, we had all these people tune in, they really enjoyed it, we had a lot of retention, it lasts longer, all that. You want a reoccurring fan base, more or less. So yeah. So some of the things I've been watching, anime-wise, I just got done watching Yahare Ore no Saishun Love Kame wa Machikataru. Yeah, I love the shows where like the name's a mouthful like that, right? But it means my youth romantic comedy is wrong, as I expected. I didn't know what to expect going into this show. I saw that a second season was announced, and I was like, oh cool, second season. And I read the synopsis for the second season, same as the synopsis for the first season, and it was one of those things where I was like, you know, I'll probably watch this. I'll watch this, I'll see what it's about, kind of thing. Like, it's bound to be interesting, at least. And I figure, you know, worst case scenario, I'll watch 1 or 2 episodes, and then boom, I'm done with it. But, so it more or less follows kind of a standard, you know, person in high school or going at middle school, I guess, kind of thing. Which seems to be very, very common. I guess it's just like the broadest audience to appeal to there, which I can sympathize with. I can see where it comes from. So, it's about this kid, this guy who just sort of views... He sees everything as like trying very hard as pointless. He doesn't see things as being worth putting effort into. The main tagline is, whenever he hears people talking about how they enjoy their youth or enjoying the vitality of youth, he views it as a lie. Like there's nothing worth really enjoying, so why would you? And he's put into a teacher has him put into a special club that's meant to help people with problems if they're asked for it. So, you know, that's... Oh my god. I don't know. I just did my special. I don't actually know what it did. It just sort of looked like I did a big energy shotgun at them, which, all things considered, I'm really fine with. So we sent to this special club, and, you know, obviously there's like the standard, like, romance subplot kind of thing going on, which I can get behind. I like romances more if not as much as the next guy. So I'm always down for a romance plot and some animes. Admittedly, movies have problems with it, but that's a different topic. We're just talking about this anime. So there's the kind of standard romance thing going on. I'm going to try the special again. Up, up, up. Okay, so this one's actually... There we go. So this one... you know, I have to say, it beat my expectations, but it didn't at the same time. Animation was really good. The animation of this show is super good. Really crisp, very fluid. It looks great. You can tell that they had a nice animation budget going into it, and that's something I'll talk about a lot, animation budget, but it really does matter, and it can make or break a show like this. So the animation budget was fantastic. The way it looked, like you'll love, the coloring, the sort of theme of it all, I really enjoyed. But for every bit of the animation being good, there are moments where you're sort of taken out of it. It has a lot of tropes, like super hard. His sister loves his brother. Total siscon thing going on. Not siscon, I don't know what it's called. Brocon, I guess, whatever. Where the sister is mad in love with the brother for like no other reason than they just mesh really well, personality-wise. But of course, siblings mesh really well. Me and my brother mesh really well, but I'm not going to think about banging him. But I guess animes can't really get past that sometimes. I don't know what I'm shooting right here. So shoot everything. There we go. So that's a trope that whatever. Like I could see younger sister as a crush, sort of a crush, I guess, on the older brother, maybe. But like straight up, she's in love with him. So it's whatever. Holy shit, that's a beautiful attack animation there. And if I stay in here, it should be fine. Unless there's, unless they just go in and add other bullets for like the sake of special snowflakeness. So, like, that's whatever. Like, that's a trope that I don't like, but like, whatever. But then there's the trope of, oh, okay, so they have an older female teacher. She's not married, and boy, howdy, is not being married. It's tantamount to sinning 24/7. Like, if you're not married, like, fuck you. You're gonna die alone. Like, and these people are like 25 or whatever, so you can only imagine how that is. So, this also, the punishment of this game seems to come from, like, you lose power when you get hit, so I can appreciate that. So that's a trope that came up all the time, like every other episode, something like that would happen. And that's all kinds of fun. There are characters who are just like really nerdy for like over like really niche things. That's fine though. That's not so much as that's a trope, but that's not a terrible one because that's just sort of a character trait kind of thing. But then fast forward to there's a character who shows not really romantic interest in a sense. Oh my god. But not really romantic interest in people. Like he finds, oh my god, he finds people attractive, which is more than reasonable. Like, women are attractive if you're into women, so why not? I'm not faulting him for it. But like, he doesn't go out of his way in any sense to show like a romantic attraction to anybody or any sort of like real appealing concept to his character. He just tries to be a dick all the time, but he's got a heart of gold, of course. And like, every woman just sort of falls for him slowly throughout the series, just sort of because they need romance. It's sort of set up like there's a character that probably like him. You think to yourself, okay, that's probably the main female love interest. But then they just sort of add in another character and another character and another character, all sort of start to see a romantic light to him in a sense. Even though like everybody else views him as a scumbag because of stuff he does. But, like, that's not here or there. But it just sort of bugs me. Like, they set up these like little mini harems in a sense. If there's no other real way to explain it outside of that, it just sort of annoys me in a sense. That's just sort of what it comes down to. Like you know, all these characters will have these little mini harems because that's what makes it interesting, I guess. I would have minded if it was just their escapades, like going around, like doing club stuff, helping people. That'd be pretty awesome. I'd watch that, like, totally. I feel like it'd be a lot of fun, but you know, they don't do that. Like, sure, they do the club stuff, and it can be pretty fun, but more often than not, they just sort of like throwing in romance things a lot more than you'd almost want or expect them to. I think overall the show has a nice sense of humor. I feel like it does drama really well. Like, the people aren't stupid for the sake of being stupid in a way. They have very believable faults that you watch and you think to yourself, like, I know someone who acts or thinks that way, and it's really nice to see. It's very refreshing. I hate watching middle schoolers, like, say, in an anime, middle schoolers will... I'll pause for a second and read this.
A bázison talált tudományos eredmények és dokumentumok mindannyiunkat elborzasztottak. A birodalmiak, hogy irányított időtechnológiát állítsanak elő, minden enkifoglyot kiégetnek. Megfosztanak minden érzékszervétől, hogy könnyen kezelhető legyen.
You know what's funny is finally reading one of these, I feel like this game has a much darker undercurrent than what I'm sort of overlaying it with. Maybe there's a bit of a contrast going on that I just straight up didn't notice. Who knows? I mostly enjoy it just for the gameplay. I love games like this. So yeah, it's like, I feel like this game has time spent on rank C. Okay. So I feel like this game anime has a lot of good things going for it. Like I was saying, the drama is believable, the characters are believable, and where I was going with before I paused for that is that I hate when characters act much older than they are. Like you'll have middle schoolers talking like adults, like adult problems, and like discussing things in ways that adults would. And I can understand it. Maybe they're mature for their age, sort of, but nobody just talks like a high schooler. In this one, a lot of people talk like high schoolers and act like high schoolers. There's petty little things, but there's also good things. You're starting to see like the people that they really are as they grow into like the adult world and all that, blah, blah, blah. Like coming of age story, which I really love. I love seeing characters that are actually people. I mean, what more do you really want than characters that are actually people? Something that's believable. Like, so I recommend it almost on that alone. But I enjoy the sense of humor. I enjoy the comedy to it. I enjoy the timing of it. I like the character. I like a dark, sort of pessimistic character that handles everything with sort of like a grim humor to it. I was like that a lot. I'm very pessimistic about a lot of things, even though I have this cheery, upbeat personality and run a small YouTube channel. Whoa. It's something I can appreciate. Some character traits that sort of will probably meld with you, or just sort of feel like, oh, okay, I can relate to that, or maybe I can see why he's acting like that kind of thing. It's kind of funny, and you know, you sort of grow to enjoy some of the characters, almost like they're almost endearing in a sense. I'm just not really going any particular order. I do want to save the best anime that I've been watching for last. So outside of my youth romantic comedy, I've been watching this battle anime. When I watch animes, I like to have genres that I watch. I like a romance one, I like an action one, I like a comedy, just to sort of keep things rounded out and let me view different aspects of all the anime world in a sense. And I guess my battle anime ended up being Kekai Sensen. Kekai Sensen is really interesting so far. I feel like in these early episodes, they're world building really hard. They're trying to just pack as much of a universe into as few episodes as possible that they can move on to like a hard storyline, which it depends. Early episodes like that can really hurt a series. It can be hard to recover from a bad start. I noticed that like these things aren't shooting. There we go. But I feel like it can really be a bad start that a show can never recover from in a sense. But I give them credit for world building. I like an anime that like the universe feels like an actual place. Like that's really cool. And so it's I'll give them a pass on that kind of thing. So like I said, I'll give them a pass on their world building shenanigans, even if it's taking multiple bits of the first episode or first season, and they're not really getting too much established story-wise. They can pack all that in later if it's a 1 or 2 course series. Oh Christ! I don't know. You got? Oh wait, I can destroy these. Okay, that certainly doesn't hurt. Mostly, I can just take out the top ones. None of my ships seem to have a hitbox outside of the front nose anyway, so. These ones move and switch. I was actually kind of worried. I was like, oh man, I wasn't ready for puzzle stuff like coming into this kind of deal. There we go. I would like to continue the game here. So anyway, like I said, they're universe built. Oh Christ, do I need to? Okay. Okay. Sorry. So they're building their universe, they're world building, and I can really appreciate that. But when you're world building in an action anime, it feels very disconnected. The plot and story seems almost irrelevant. Like there's nothing concrete going on. It's just a lot of stuff happening for the sake of stuff happening, almost. Which, depending on how you look at it, can be fun. Like if it's a group of people and you love the characters, like the characters are very endearing and can make it carry a show, then yeah, totally. Make a show about them just doing a bunch of stuff all the time. You don't even need a plot. Just have like good characters doing neat stuff, and then boom, they're still cool. They're still good characters, and that can entirely carry an anime, no doubt in my mind. I'm sure there's plenty of examples of this in my head, but I just can't remember right now. But without a doubt, like a small plot can be carried by good characters any day of the week. But if you haven't established your characters as anything, and if a lot of your characters are just standard characters you've seen in one anime, if not 1,000 animes, so I mean, I'd say it's more of a gamble than they, in a sense, almost could be taking, unless maybe the manga that this is based on is super popular, or light novel series or whatever it is super popular, so they have like a guaranteed fan base no matter what, because the fan base knows what's coming and they want to watch it anyway. But otherwise, if you're trying to bring in a new audience, I feel like it can be very disconnected. That's sort of how it is for me. And like I said, even I'm giving it credit. Like, oh, I love world building stuff. I can definitely see why they're doing this. So no harm, no foul kind of deal. But for new people, they're building robots. But for trying to bring in new people who don't quite have that mindset of it, it's like I want to see an established plot. I want to see characters following that plot. I want to know what's going on. Like a show like this can really ruin itself early with this world building nonsense almost. But the animation is so beautiful and the style is so beautiful, and you can really feel that there's a big overarching story behind everything. It's just having a really slow start, and which is funny because it's a really fast-paced show, but developing a story and a content and wanting to see more of like this and that, like it's a very slow start, which, like I said, can be a deal breaker. But if you want to give it some credit, like if you want to see like a sort of immersive world, a big universe going on, and you want to see a really nice looking anime, really well drawn with great backgrounds. The backgrounds are fantastic for this show. I don't even care if most of the budget went to it. It looks great. Like it absolutely looks great, and I adore it. So if not just for that alone, I'd watch it. Well, this is what I'm getting at. That was also really cool, blasting into the funnel like that. I enjoy how they did that. Oh. What? Okay. Okay, take 2. We're gonna take a second and see what happened to me before we go back into that again. So I'm gonna sort of fold back. I'm gonna sort of hold back and see what happens. So this metal goes forward. Nothing happens. I just blow up. Do I need to speed through that? I to be honest, I haven't read anything they've been saying. I've just been playing the game and talking to myself idly in my room. I really have no concept of what's happening right now. Do I need to... If I... Okay, up or down? Up. Okay, so it's absolutely the laser. Okay, wait, there's like a little blinking thing right there. Ugh, this is gonna be super embarrassing if they said what I had to do and then I completely just sort of ignored it. Ugh. Shame of 1,000 years right here, guys, I promise. But, so yeah, now that I'm just sort of dying over and over again, we can just sort of look that, so it's definitely the laser. How do I... I wish it didn't scare me every time. Okay, so I'm sort of dying every time. Hopefully I'll figure this out in a second. Otherwise I might have to do some cutting and then get back to talking about it. But yeah, like I said, this anime looks great. If you want to watch an anime that has like a bit of a plot developing in the future thing and looks good, I'd go for it, definitely. Alright, we'll I'm pumping terrain. Do I need to follow this metal? Maybe if I stick really close to this metal. Okay. Oh my god. I have to stay hidden in the metal. Okay. 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 Sorry. Okay. I feel like such an idiot. I kind of figured like these big masses of metal had something to do with it, but now it's been confirmed that stay in the metal, folks. Oh god, this is actually really tricky to control. Like, oh lordy. So yeah, it looks really good, and so far that's really carrying it for me. Made it easy peasy, guys. Alright, so an old favorite that, you know, I guess sort of moving on, an old favorite that I've really gotten back into was Uchu Kyudai. Space Brothers. Space Brothers is so wonderful. Oh! So that got me pretty good. So, oh Christ. Oh, okay, that cost me just about everything. Oh, it's like a sword. Why ain't that the hypest? Oh, it's a... Okay, spider web. It's a spooky spider monster, I guess. Okay, I still got hit. I feel like this monster was like sort of designed in a sense just to test the time power, but I don't really... Okay, I feel like there's just some like just damage going on where it's not, you know, bad damage to get hit by, it's not this kind of, it's just damage, like damage that'll just happen kind of deal. Which, worst kind of damage, if you ask me. Okay, I took that out. For a second, honestly, I really felt like I was going to get hit by, I don't know where I'm supposed to be hitting right now. Dead? Are you dead? Oh. What are you supposed to do that laser? Oh, maybe you just move forward to avoid it. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, actually. Just sort of run forward when he's about to cast it. He makes it really obvious. So I should probably just move forward to where it can't hit. What's it doing? It's spitting steam out of its face. Oh, it's backing away. I scared it. Yeah, fuck you. Now what? What you gonna do? Okay, now I'm at the delicate underbelly. Oh, goodbye forever power things. Oh, okay, did my ultimate ability just fuck it up? Yeah, it did. Fuck you. That's right. Get shit on. Oh, no. Now I've got to deal with its babies. Oh, no. That's actually kind of great. I need to go over it? It wants it from me? Am I supposed to touch it? No. Okay, I'm supposed to just be shooting. Silly me. So yeah, Uchu Kyodai Space Brothers. So it's about two brothers, Hibito and Muta, who, while younger, had this dream of, like, they saw like what they believed to be an alien spaceship, and ever since then they had this dream of going to space. Well, Hibito makes it. Hibito makes it to space. The younger brother makes it to space and leaves Muta behind us, since Muta sort of lost faith that it was something that could actually happen, that it was a realistic dream, and he just sort of settled into being an engineer, a very brilliant engineer at a car company. And eventually Hibito becomes the first, or not the first Japanese man. He just becomes like one of the first Japanese men to the moon, I think, like that. Something to that effect. Really famous, popular astronaut, and all that kind of thing. And it sort of rekindles the burning desire in Muta to get to space, to get to the moon, because he sees, like, you know, my younger brother made it, in a sense. Like, I, the older brother, should have been the one leading the way on this, on what was our dream for years and years. And oh yeah, that was pretty incomprehensible, I can't lie. So without just sort of paraphrasing the entirety of the show's plot, it's a very relaxed anime. Like, it has its tense moments. It has a sense of drama almost, where you think to yourself, like, oh, maybe I should worry about this or that. But it's I wouldn't say it's, like, mostly you just want to see the story of what's happening. It's a story of what's happening to these characters that you're just, like, really, like, enveloped in. Like, you want to know what's going to happen to them. You want to know where they're going to go. I don't know if you're noticing, like, the neat firing pattern of this gun, where it just sort of, like, arcs out at first and then, oh, oops, and then just sort of evens out. I like it. So, what are some things to talk about with this? The style. I feel like the style it's very minimalist in a sense. It's very realistic, more so than anime usually strives to be. Characters, they're very much anatomically correct in a sense. The proportions are all there, which is something a lot of people don't get to see. A lot of more realistic animes or animes or mangas with that more realistic style, in a sense, where everything is obviously humans, but there's always a stylistic thing going on where people always talk about, like, oh, well, their eyes or their body looks like this kind of. Give me that. Or the eyes of their body look like that. I guess these are the propaganda machines. My fire range is getting really big. And so the style is, like, one thing that I think can really sell it on, where like, everybody looks like people. It's very well drawn. It's very delicate. Nothing's overly bright, I would say. Not even in a bad sense. It's all very realistic. It's all very down to earth, which is kind of ironic. It's really hard to explain just the raw appeal of the show, where it's just a character story. There's not action or battle, or there's some romance, there's some action, but it's not really about that. It's about seeing characters that are very human, and you wanting to see them succeed. You see when they're sad, you see when they're happy. You want, like, the best of them when you see these things. I wonder if that could have hurt me. It eats my bullets, so I'm gonna take a guess that yes, this would fuck me up pretty good. Can I break its... Oh. Okay, you got me, game. I'm legitimately confused. Oh wait, can I... Oh Christ. Okay, made it. By shooting it, am I actually making its swing time go up? Oh, this part doesn't hurt me. And here I was freaking out. It's a very uncomfortable angle. It's very claustrophobic. I took some freebie hits there for ultimately no reason. I want to get this. Up. Okay, what can I hit? Okay, it stopped. I mean, I won. Now the game froze. Does that mean I won? Oh. Okay. Oh. Okay. You in the audience, if you saw this particular turn of events coming, please let me know. But yeah, I guess Uchi Kyodai, the style is really good. The art's really well done. It's all about the characters. It has characters that are very realistic, people that you can see yourself wanting to know, like wanting them to succeed. I guess it's almost like a soap opera appeal, or it's like characters that you love and are doing things that you want them to be able to do, but without some of the more soap opera-y elements, I have to say. I feel like this is 100% first and foremost a character show. Oh, Christ. That caught me a little bit off guard. Okay, he's swinging a 13,000 ton rocket or boulder of metal at me, so oh, so sorry. Okay. Is it worth taking up the guns, or should I just go for the joint holding it all up? What are you gonna... Oh, okay, so there's little pellets everywhere. Oh boy. This actually makes a real mess. Wow. Okay, I should have just gone for the joint first and foremost. That probably seemed like the easy fix. But if I back up enough, I can actually see all of it anyway, so... Yep. Pattern holds true. I say if I have to recommend a way to use the slow power for anything, it's just to position yourself so that the nose of your gun is everywhere. It's almost like a Tao game with training wheels almost. Maybe it'll get obviously more difficult as we go on. Yeah, Uchi Kyodai is just a very powerful character anime, and I recommend it. Like even if you think my recommendation or my description of it is complete hogwash, it's just one of those animes that you should check out. It's not. Don't even think of it almost as an anime. Think of it. It's just one of those shows that you should check out. I feel like it's very defining of its own genre in a sense. And let's be fair. Who doesn't, in their own way, like always wish they could, you know, like the concept of like going to the moon. Oh yeah, I haven't used this guy's special. Oh my god. Oh, that is so cool. How many times can I use that? I just got another one. Right. I got hit. I wasn't paying attention. I'm like, that's one of the things that'll happen to me, especially in Marlowe a lot, where I'll be too busy watching the game to actually see what's happening in the game. I'm just so taken in by just stuff. And this is definitely one of those stuff bosses. Like, look at this background. Look at this skybox. Look at the model of this guy that I'm fighting. It's more impressive than any aspect of this game needs to be. Or I guess maybe I just think that mostly because okay. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm done getting hit by these things now. I promise. That just really caught me off guard. I had no idea what I was... Right? Yeah, okay. Oh, I'm out of slow power. Okay. I've done this to myself. First and foremost, let it be known, I did this to myself. I accept full responsibility for my actions. Alright, yeah, that gun had to stop. Like, that was messing me up. Something awful. Ah. It's like all of a sudden they decided to change my hitbox. Or maybe I was just playing like shit. But moving on. Oh my god. So this last one, I want to save it last because it's a show that I've actually, it's an anime I finished a season of, or completion of in a way, because it's an older one. I finally watched Hajime no Ippo. Ippo, oh man. This is the action anime of all action animes for me almost. Like this is, it's big. It's so big. It's great. is absolutely great. I loved every moment of it. Hajime no Ippo was about a young man called Ippo Watara, something like this. His name is Ippo, and he gets bullied a lot. And then one day he's saved by a boxer, and he's so inspired by the just the confidence the boxer radiates from himself that he wishes to himself, like, I wish I could be a boxer. I wish I could be that confident in myself. I wish I could be that powerful. I wish I could know what it meant to be strong. And it just follows his journey through almost growing up, in a sense, through learning how to box, through boxing itself. It follows all of his opponents. It follows his training. It follows like the hardships that like he and the people around him face, like while training for these matches, for world championships, for weight championships and all that, to be the best in this series or that series. I'll pause for a second here.
Az ottani ellustult, buta nép fiai és lányai teljesen legálisan kereskedhetnek katonai szintű robotikával, alkotmányos joguk gyilkoló eszközöket tartani. Hogy miért egy garait vettem, az nyilvánvaló. Ez a típus a birodalom mindenkori csúcsmodellje. Érdekesebb talán, miért éppen a Szíd völgyében próbáltam ki, 34 körrel azelőtt, hogy megépül itt a gyár, ahol majd ezt a típust gyártják. Nem az irónia vezérelt. Az emlékek. A fiam emléke. Szinte kölyök volt még, mikor együtt vadásztunk.
Yeah, I'm really noticing that this game's a lot darker than I have been giving it any credit for, and I'm probably just going to continue to gloss over that and just keep playing, because woo, that's all I'm really looking to get out of it personally. So I don't know, that and just looking at it like, oh my god, it looks so great. So Ippo, it's like, there are times where you may think to yourself, it's kind of dated, it's old, but if the older animes have a certain charm to them. I love the color scheme of it. I love how everything is colored and painted. I love how action is done. I love, and when you want, like, a couple things to know, this boxing anime is almost so ridiculously spot on in terms of the exercises, the styles, the punches, the throws, the rules of boxing. It has a very deep understanding of it, like a true passion for boxing, which is almost unseen in a lot of other things like this. Some things take it like completely ridiculous. Like if you've ever seen Kuroko no basketball Kuroko style or something like that. It's like you can tell that they like basketball. They know the players. They know sort of like things about it, but it takes it to completely ridiculous battle anime level stuff. Like every throw is like a move. Like that's the signature X31 hyperdrive carry over throw toss. And you know, and that's even for me. I love Kuroko no Basket. I love the hell out of the first season. I really enjoy it, like every single moment of it, right up until like the army part. And we're not gonna really talk about that, are we? So it definitely has its flaws. It might have been shipped. Yes. What is? Oh, Seeker missiles. Okay, so it's like a room clearing thing, but I'll probably still save it. It even says Seeker missiles. All right. You got me, but like it's very down. It's down to earth in a sense. Like yeah, some things are obviously played up a little bit. Like oh hey yeah, look at that. He did this. He did the Dempsey roll. Like Dempsey roll. Oh my god. Blah, 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 blah. But it's like it's very realistic. Like the boxing styles, they fight the way a boxer would fight with that style. Like if they're an in fighter, if they do southpaw, if they're a mid-range fighter, if they're heavyweight, like the difference in how they fight and all that, the styles, the attitudes, the things like are very realistic. And they even have a deep understanding of like matches. They know all these even small name boxers, the styles they use, what worked for them and what didn't. In a sense, it's really very impressive. These guys shoot a projectile that I can shoot, which is something. Like, so that aspect of it really blew me out of the water at first. Was just like, oh wow, like they really know what they're talking about. That's like that adds an element to it for me where it's like I really like that they know what they're talking about. It makes it feel like it helps you, like you're learning stuff about it. Like I know stuff about boxing now that even friends of mine who are like moderate boxing fans are like, you know, John now knows more about boxing than I do. That's kind of weird. And so you see it, like you can tell it was made by an actual boxing fan, which right up is super cool. But then even carrying from there is like one, all the characters are very endearing. Like there's a couple moments of comedy where it's like even I had no idea what the comedy was supposed to be about. I had to like Google like what is this comedy even about, and it's just weird Japanese shit sometimes, like some of the jokes that they make, which is fine. And I can understand that one of the hardest things about translations is that you can't make everything local. Like if there's a local joke or sort of a national gag, it's like okay, it's like no an American will never get this unless they somehow like live in Japan or around for that particular phase or craze or fad or anything like that. But so I can let that one slip. But some of the jokes are just kind of goofy. But the characters are very funny. The humor is spot on, and obviously an anime about boxing, the fighting is ridiculous. The fighting is some of the most exciting, action-packed stuff I think I've almost ever seen in anime. It's so well done. It's just so crazy exciting. Also, look at this weird fish thing. Got a boat attached to it. Whoa. It's neat. World building, universe building right here. But so the actual fighting, the boxing matches are crazy. The action is super well done. Even if you feel like some of the other things were done sort of cheaply, or like so you don't like this aspect of the animation or that aspect of the animation, just the fighting alone is just so well done. It's so perfect. I'd almost go so far as to say that like you almost can't fault other parts of the show for what they do. I feel like I'm sort of being corralled a little. Oh shit. Delicate. How greedy do I feel? Do I want that power up that bad? Yeah. Stuff like this is very frustrating. I go all the way to the top. Do I avoid it? Okay. I guess that clusterfuck's over. Never doing that again. That's for sure. Hopefully. But the boxing is so well done. Everything looks perfect. Within the style, like everything looks like an actual boxing match. Everything that you feel like you could expect, like you could see it and believe it. It's wonderful. It's some of the most exciting fight. I almost cannot recommend this show enough if you have any sort of interest, even in the concept of boxing. Which, to be fair, great. Oh, Ancient Predator. So
Kényszerleszállok a következő tisztáson. Ripityára ment a
Launcher
szeletrendszer.
cost, okay, so
Gyere
we're
utánam!
not sure.
Ez itt nem egy emberes darab, ráadásul nagyon dühös, amiért megzavartuk.
Okay, so this is kind of interesting. So I imagine this is the story I was just reading about. It's weird. It looks like a robot. I don't know why it's called Ancient Predator, unless like somebody just left like all these ancient robots just lying around to fuck with people. Which, hey, I've heard of weirder stuff. Okay, that did some damage right off the bat. Nice. This guy's power proven for power best of the year boat, best of all time. Oh my god. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I really get startled. I'm feeling doubts. I'm feeling doubts about this. Okay. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be. Okay, maybe we should take this out. Is it his tail? No. There's just nothing to hit right now, I guess. Oh, his eyes doing stuff again. Nailed it. I mean, I guess to be fair, like I'm kind of fucking this thing up. I mean, I'd be feeling a little cocky, or maybe cocky, yeah. I'd be feeling kind of confident in this situation. I mean, look at this thing. It's like, even if it's... Oh. Yeah, that's some ancient predator bullshit, I guess. Is its tail the weak spot again? No? All of a sudden it doesn't have any weak points. Right, to hit something while... If I hit the tail while it's... There we go. I met you at the pass. I see. I don't know what the language is. Is it Russian, I guess? I like when they post me like that.
Megvan, apa! Elejtettem! Apa! Levadásztam egy libert!
We killed him. Look at it. We killed him. Absolute fact. He's dead. Now what?
Gratulálok, fiam.
Damn right. World Star Champion of the Year right here. So yeah, I can't recommend Ippo enough. You gotta watch it. But yeah, that was actually the only animes I really wanted to talk about today. So I guess we're kind of done. It's probably a good point to step off. Stage 3B, Lhasa Imperial Aiborg Factory. Aiborg. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm going to be putting these animes in the description just like I did a little bit after the fact on the last one. So if you like the anime, if you want to know what the animes are, the names will be in the description. If you just want to skip to that, maybe I'll just say like anime names in the description or something like that. But I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you had a lot of fun. Like I said, I like to sit here and just sort of talk to you. Like if you had a friend who enjoyed this kind of stuff, just felt like talking at you while you guys were playing games together, I kind of feel like that's what this is going for. So I hope you guys had a lot of fun. Have a great day. Bye.